We done had a black president, and we still eating spicy lasagna. Why is this even a thing?
Yes. Why is it a thing that you're from the South and you don't even eat hot sauce?
Because I grew up in a household where we didn't eat spicy.
Your dad has hot sauce in his cabinet.
My dad is the only person that eats spicy. My dad also eats wild animals. My dad brought home a whole rabbit and just cooked it and ate it. People, welcome to another episode of Q&A with Bae. I'm your host, comedian Ron G, and this is my lovely wife, Manal, aka Pooty.
Ow!
You so funny.
I was like, aka?
So let's be cracking them up. Every time we start the episode, something weird happens on accident, and we start the show. That's why it always feels like that.
Not now, though.
I know, but last episode, I had a whole spider attack me, and she didn't want to kill it.
I didn't want to touch it. You told me to get it with my bare hands. I'm not doing that.
I almost died, and you didn't sacrifice yourself.
It was a baby spider, bro.
But I'm saying, like, I could have died from a bite.
No.
You didn't.
It was a baby spider. It was outside of your shirt. You weren't going to die.
So today we have a great episode. So I think whoever you marry, you have to merge two different lives, two different ideals, two different paths, and like two different people. And it's a very tough process because nobody teaches you how to do that. But for us, I think our biggest challenge was the cultural stuff. Like I feel like I struggle to this day understanding all the cultural nuances.
Wait, you still struggle till now?
According to you, I do.
Oh, okay.
So, I learned a lot about myself and about my lady's culture because I feel like everybody has their own way of doing stuff. And as you get older and you get married and share life with somebody, you realize your way of doing stuff is not always right. So, that's why we're doing this episode. And this is actually very important because this is the majority of arguments over cultural stuff, right?
Especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a lot of
cultural stuff.
So let's get to it. The first one is my wife.
Let's talk about our cultures so they can have an idea.
Okay.
So where are you from and what's your culture?
I'm from South Carolina. Southern people, we buy, do, and hang out with people based off relationships. You know, everybody where I'm from has a mechanic, has a barber, has a church, and you find those things by asking good people, hey man, where you go to church at? Well, who got your hair? Blah, blah, blah. Or like where I'm from, if you have family in town, you call me like, hey, look, I got some folks coming to LA, man. Make sure you look out for them. I'll do that just because I know you. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's kind of similar in that sense of hospitality, but there's also a lot of different stuff in how we eat, how we function, especially like family stuff. Like family is completely different. I don't think there's a stereotype for Southern people when it comes to like hospitality and stuff like that. Also, I've been a single man for a long time. So like simple stuff, if my boy throw a party.
How long were you single for?
So if my boy throw a party and it's at a club, I will go to the club and buy him a drink. That is my birthday gift to him. That's how I move. But since adding a woman to my life, and I don't even know this culture, this is just having a good woman in your life, I am required, responsible to bring a gift of some financial contribution based on their effort and love and respect and respective place in my life. So I have to always show up with something in my hand.
Dang, you make me seem like a dictator.
No, you're not a dictator. Just you do life for a very specific way. But like, I'm responsible for showing up, you know, and even if I don't know him like that, you have to show up with something in your hand. And again, like I said, being a single man, if I go to my boy's house, I'll bring a bottle, and I'll ask, hey, you need something? They be like, nah, so I won't bring them. But the way she moves,
No, but even
let me finish my point.
Okay.
And if she's coming and they say they don't need nothing, my wife will still get something. She will get dessert, chips, drinks, alcohol. She will get napkins. She will buy the meat. She will buy the sauce for it. She will buy paper plates. She will buy table runners. She would make sure
Why are you always lying right now?
She would repurchase all the food that's already been purchased. That's how my wife is in her culture.
You lie.
Okay.
You lying.
Go ahead. What did I say wrong?
All of it is wrong.
Starting with what?
First of all, you didn't ask me my culture.
Hey,
that's your culture.
Tell us about your culture, Manal.
Thank you. So I was born and raised in West.
Trying to have a coughing fit. I wasn't ready for that.
Surprise, surprise!
I wasn't ready. Give me a second.
Here. Want some water?
I got Yes, yeah, there we go. All right, go ahead.
So,
This fool said West Philadelphia.
so anyway, so I was born. I'm from Eritrea, which is in East Africa, next to Ethiopia and Somalia and Djibouti and the Red Sea and Sudan. For those of you who might not know where it is, because
Long live Nip.
Yes. Anyways, so so I moved to Orange County in elementary school, and that's where I learned everything about the American culture. But I still do everything traditionally. We still speak our language, still eat our food, still do a lot of things Eritrean style, first generation. But being married to somebody who's American culture, it was a lot teaching him. A lot. But let's get to the fun part. So, first and foremost, the way he got introduced to our culture, the first initial time was my mom and my grandma had came over. I had surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, he was taking care of me, and I was like, oh, this is my friend taking care of me, because they didn't know who he was at that time. And in my culture, or at least in my household, my parents had never ever met a guy. Literally until like he was about to propose, they did not meet him. So,
that's so weird.
They didn't know who. I know.
Super weird.
Okay, so anyways, that's another cultural thing maybe, or maybe religious and cultural thing. I don't know. But anyway, so Ron was at the house, and my mom and my grandma came over, and my mom was making coffee. It was a whole coffee ceremony where they get the beans and they cook them and they grind them and all that stuff. Long story short, my grandma was getting popcorn and cookies and snacks to give to him to be able to eat with the coffee. And she had henna on her hands. She picked it up, puts it on the plate, and she's like, Ron, eat this!
It like her hands were burnt.
She said, Ron, bilayo, which means eat it, because she just speaks no English at all whatsoever. Literally, like,
I love her,
maybe
by the
two
way.
words, like hi and bye.
She's amazing.
Yes. So anyways, that was like his first encounter where somebody else was giving him food that they touched with their hands. And he just looked at me and looked at her. And when he was looking at me, I was like, and
Her granny tried to feed me like a baby bird with this black stuff on her hand. I don't know what it was. I didn't see her wash. Where I'm from, I didn't see you wash your hands. Okay, like I don't even like open food around people. Like if somebody give you like an open pack or something, you like I need to see how you got that open. I don't do that. I got trust issues.
Okay, but anyways, I always remember that moment, because that was the first moment where you looked at me and I looked at you and I was like, if you don't eat this right now, you gonna get in trouble.
Right.
This is a rite of passage right here. My grandmother is giving you food. That means she likes you and she's offering something to you, because in our culture, elders are respected like to the highest degree. So for him to look at me, I was like, you got 5 seconds to eat that before you gotta get out of this house.
Well, in my culture, elders curse you out and you gonna eat whatever they make.
But it's still a respect level.
The cursing out, or just you eating it?
You eating it.
Okay, cool.
You gonna get cursed out, but
All
it's
right.
okay. I'll just curse you out.
Can I also address that my wife is also African, and Africans are never home alone? Like it's like
I'm
a whole.
home alone all the time.
Now you are, but I'm saying like when we first met
me? Oh yeah.
it was like a group home. It was like a orphanage or something. It was like always somebody
And
here.
I loved it.
It was always somebody here, and like where I'm from, I'm just used to being by myself. So just having all that energy and life in here, and like it was a house cat here, like all the time. Like it was like, who is this human? Like who is this person? But I had to get used to that, because y'all always
I
have
loved
people.
having friends and family over. I had no problem with it. I left the doors unlocked. I was like, come in and out whenever you want. Mi casa es su casa.
I wasn't used to that. It was just a lot going on, and this is the funny part too. When her family's over here, they speak their language, so I'm in my house feeling like a stranger because I don't know what they're saying. Like, and I feel like they do it when I'm here intentionally.
That's what they do. What do you mean intentionally?
No, but what I'm saying is everybody having a conversation, and the only time I could tell that I was included, they'd be like, it sounded like somebody drowning. They'd be like, nigga, nigga at her.
You are lying. No.
Nigga at her.
No.
Run.
That's not true.
I don't know what they be saying. I wish I could I can't even mimic it because I don't know what it is, but.
That's not true. When my family does come here, they're so, well, you also have to tell them that they didn't speak English. So when they're talking, it's
Your
hard
mom
for them
can.
to, barely. She
I
barely
understand
speak
her.
English.
I don't understand it, but I know she speaks English.
She could barely speak English. So my mom's here, my grandma's here, and they're drinking coffee and they're watching YouTube, something on YouTube.
Yeah.
Whether it's some stranger's wedding.
Man.
which I don't understand why they be watching some random people's Eritrean wedding. I'm like, who are these people? They're like, I don't know. I'm like,
It's the funniest thing ever. Watching her mom and her whole family watch YouTube videos of people's weddings that they don't even know. I'm like, do you know these people? They're like, no, we don't know these people. But the funny part is they always know somebody. And I tell you, everybody on that camera look alike. Like everybody look the same because they got the same.
The gold, the braids.
The gold, the braids, the garb. And I'm like, everybody look alike. And everybody's doing this. And they're like, oh, that's so-and-so. That's so-and-so's sister. And I'm like, how do you know that? Like everybody look exactly alike.
Can I say something? When you said watch YouTube, I thought it was like, you know, those videos like BuzzFeed or like Gordon Ramsay. Or like, you just be watching community YouTube.
Lou, would you ever watch another person's wedding that you never?
No.
Imagine literally watching somebody's wedding that you don't know. They watch it with coffee, eating popcorn, and legs crossed.
And I'm like, why do you guys watch movies? They're like, oh, it came on. So, you know, the other movie finished. And so I'd be like, okay, let's watch a movie instead. So I'll go through movies. Like, we watch that. And I realized, like, my grandma's home so much because she doesn't really work or do anything. So she legit just sits on YouTube and watching stuff. And
Her granny finished YouTube. You know how hard it is to finish YouTube? Like, just watched all the YouTube videos in their language. And now they just be watching wedding videos. I'm like, do y'all know these people? They like, no. And I'm like, okay, and I just play along because I'm like, this is weird, but this is what they do.
So the whole point is when they're speaking in Tigrinya, which is our native language, they're speaking Tigrinya because they don't know how to speak to Ron in English. And then my grandma looks at Ron and she's like, Ron, and he's like, yeah, which like she's literally asking him like, do you see this? Do you understand this? And that's how they communicate. She talks to him 100% Tigrinya and he talks to her in English, but somehow, some way, they understand each other.
Can I say something funny though?
Yeah.
So her grandmother and I have the best relationship ever. I've known her, I know you what, 7 years? 8 years? I never know what Granny's saying.
Never.
But we talk all the time. And the funny part is when me and Granny talking, my wife will walk out the room. Usually she's my translator. So Granny will say something, I'm like, and then I look at you and you tell me what it is and you're like, oh, yeah, tell her I'm doing well. Like I'm doing good and the food is good. And she'll do that, but then she'll walk out the room, and now me and Granny sitting here just talking. Granny like blah 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 blah. Underwater noise.
But how do you know what she's saying?
I don't know. I just say yes, and like I'll hold her hand. We sat here and watched.
She always tells me she's always talking smack to me and my mom. She's like, Ron needed that. She's like, Ron understands me. Everything I tell him, he knows exactly what I'm saying. And I asked Ron, and he's always like, I have no idea what she's saying. But I think your verbal communication, because you're so kind and sweet, and you know you're holding her hand and you're kissing her forehead and all that. Yeah. She's probably like, oh, I know he understood me.
Right.
So for her, she thinks until today, she legit thinks you understand everything she says.
Yeah. So we'll sit here and hold hands and watch other people wedding. Like it's the sweetest thing. It's just the sweetest thing ever, and I just enjoy your granny so much because she's so spicy. Her granny, I feel like she be talking about y'all. I don't know what she's saying, but the texture of the conversation feels like, oh, you stupid mother. Like it feels like she be saying it about
if you don't make her something right, or if, let's say for example, like she's done with coffee, right?
Yeah.
2-3 hours after coffee, she's gonna want some tea. Yeah. So then you gotta make some tea with all the Eritrean ingredients that we put on the tea. So if I pour her some tea, put it down, and she doesn't get to it on time, let's say she walked to the restroom or she had to pray or do something, and then she sits back down and she'd be like, this is cold, go make me a new one. I'm like,
but the way y'all loving y'all elders is so dope. Yeah. Because when I tell you, Granny be having y'all working like
she
have y'all working like y'all doing overtime. Everybody just moving around, cooking, finding stuff for her, new house shoes, socks, blanket, everybody just moving around, and I'm sitting here just talking to her like, yeah, Granny, absolutely. You water? You want water? And she'll just push the glass. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna bring you some. I got you. You know what I'm saying? But it's super dope to watch the way y'all loving y'all elders as well.
Yep. So that was the first thing of you being introduced really to like the cultural aspect. I mean, you've eaten with your hands before when I first took you to a Habesha restaurant. Yeah. You ate with your hands, and even I remember where I took them to a restaurant in Fairfax, and they served us, which is like a huge big community. What is that? That's not a bowl.
It's family style.
Yeah, family style. Anyways, it was a whole big old injera with different sauces on there, and Ron's like,
Where's my fork?
Where's my fork? And I'm like, fork, this is your fork. You better.
I'm like, I'm supposed to eat all this with this carpet?
I was like, go wash your hands.
I'm supposed to eat it all with the carpet? And everybody just like breaking it up,
go wash your
breaking
hands.
off the carpet and just eating it. And I'm like, okay.
But did you die?
But can I say something super funny? So it was a tough transition because watching her family eat all the stuff with no utensils.
No napkins.
No napkins.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Can you imagine eating a whole plate of something with no fork or utensils and no napkins? And I'm like struggling. I got food everywhere. I got food under my nails, and y'all don't even use napkins.
You know, you just use you literally just use the tips of your fingers and you just pick it up delicately and enough because you'd be like slap.
I never got a full tutorial, so I had to I ripped the carpet, and it's called in general.
It's not carpet.
It's carpet. I rip it and I throw it down, and I grab the thing and I eat it. And it works for me.
He'd be just like a monster trucking it. He'd be like, like you just pick it up and like put it in your mouth.
Monster truck.
I don't know.
But y'all be so disrespectful too.
And like legit, even afterwards, my hand is barely dirty, and Ron's hand be like oily and like red with sauce.
There be sauce on my elbow.
I'm like, how did you eat this food?
It be dramatic.
And that's why he needs napkins. Because let me tell you, we all just eat a little bit here and there, and we're fine. But homie over here be dripping wet with sauce.
But homie over here, I feel like her family lightweight be trying to haze me. Because first of all, when they come over here, they speak their language, and I don't know what's happening, and I'm here. Also, they put spicy in everything. No, hear me out. No, I'm not joking. We had a whole family buffet the other day. Spicy lasagna. Why?
It was so good.
Why is it spicy lasagna? It was good. Don't get everything they make is delicious. But why we doing spicy? I've had spicy rice.
Spicy rice? You ain't never had no spicy rice.
Your mama
there
rice?
Was sauce on top of the rice. The rice within itself was
spicy rice, spicy pasta, lasagna spicy vegetables. Your mom make that chicken stuff with the egg in it. The boiled egg.
That what? It's called that what?
That what? That what? The that what? The that what spicy?
It's
everything
chicken stew with egg in it.
Y'all be having like spicy water. Like everything is ridiculously spicy for no reason. I'm like, are y'all doing this on purpose? Like, listen, when I tell you I was so excited about this lasagna and I had it and my mouth was on fire. Like my nose was juicy. You ever eat something spicy and your nose be juicy? Like, I was eating lasagna.
First off, let's get to levels of spice.
Spicy cake.
No, first of all.
Why is it spicy cake?
Okay,
Why we
can
doing
we talk about how you legit think it's spicy when we put black pepper and stuff?
No.
So there's levels to your spice. You literally think the simplest, barely a dash of something is like spicy.
Respectfully, my palate has graduated. I can do a little kick. I don't mind kick. Before I didn't even like spicy.
What's a kick?
A kick is like a little.
What is that? Like, give them an example. Do you ever put any hot sauce on your food?
No.
Okay, so how are they gonna judge what level of spice? Like, what's the? If you can't do spicy food, you don't do jalapenos, you don't do pepper.
It's a hard question. How do I explain spice to somebody? Like, it's a little. It's not like
black pepper.
No,
okay,
black pepper's not hot.
You never put any hot sauce on your food. Not
I
even mild.
I use pepper on my food.
Just pepper. Just black pepper.
Yes.
Okay. Anything outside of that is spicy too.
No, your mama does this thing because I feel like she got this something like I'm gonna just remind him that I'm in control.
What?
She would put spicy stuff that's not supposed to have spice in it.
Nothing to do with remind him that I'm in control.
And then she'd be like, she's a little baby, you chicken, run. And I'm like, no, I'm not a chicken. It's just spicy. She's like, I made no spicy, but you still, yeah. And I'm like, it's so disrespectful.
Ooh,
I feel like they be hazing.
My mama sees this.
Tell her. I didn't say the food is not good. Her food, she's one of the best cooks I've ever tasted. But
that's why I wanted
it's always spicy.
That's why I wanted people to understand and have a reference to what spicy means to you. Because honestly, like your level of spice is literally not spicy.
Spicy lasagna. I mean, really? I mean, like what year is this?
It was delicious.
What year is this?
2024.
We done had a black president and we still eating spicy lasagna. Why is this even a thing?
Yes. Why is it a thing that you're from the South and you don't even eat hot sauce?
Because I grew up in a household where we didn't eat spicy.
Your dad has hot sauce in his cabinet.
My dad is the only person that eats spicy. My dad also eats wild animals. My dad brought home a whole rabbit and just cooked it and ate it. Like eating gorilla nuggets and a bunch of...
What's a gorilla nugget?
I feel like he just be bringing home wild gamey stuff and eating it and be like, try some of that. Oh, you gonna love that. Put a little rice on it, huh?
Anyways, Ron
Koala bear sauce.
Ron doesn't do no spice at all whatsoever, and then complains that the food is spicy. But guess what? He eats it all.
I do
all
eat it, but everything should not be spicy. Next thing.
Everything isn't spicy.
Next thing. I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but everybody in her culture has OCD when it comes to cleaning.
What? Oh, now you're gonna put the cleaning on my culture too?
Everybody house we went to looks like a demo home. Like the way they clean, I've never seen a group of people clean like this.
Oh, I see some messy people.
No, usually clean people, like people who clean for a living, their house be nasty. These people, when I tell you, you can take a white glove and like get one of these, and it's still like all white. Every time we went over one of your mom's friend's house, it's been like I don't want to take nothing. I don't want to sit down. I think I'm not supposed to sit down on their furniture.
I remember we went to one of our cousin's house in Orange County because we just had a baby, and literally Ron walks in and he was just like, "Oh shoot! I thought you was OCD. She beat you. She got you beat."
It was
Ron didn't
bad.
want to sit down. He was like, "I could see the lines of the carpet where it was vacuum."
You know the vacuum cleaner lines? Like it had vacuum cleaner lines on a marble floor. I don't even know how that's possible.
I was just happy.
But
I
it
was
was
like,
crazy.
"Whew. Now you don't think I'm OCD clean no more. Thank God."
But I think it's a cultural thing. Because every time we went up any of your family members' house, the house is so clean. It's like I don't even want to sit down. It's like uncomfortable. And for razzle dazzle, the way y'all prepare
Remember
food.
you tried to sit on the floor? I was like,
I
"Get
did.
your butt on the couch." She's like, "I don't want to mess it up."
I like sitting on carpet, but again, that's me being Southern. But also the way y'all like do presentation when y'all have company over, I ain't never experienced that before. Like I'm from a place where people cook, you can have some, but y'all be like going above and beyond after y'all already cooked to like have fruit spreads.
Well, no.
Charcuterie, how you call it?
What happens when you first walk in? You first walk in, and then they give you.
You take your shoes off.
Yes.
You take your shoes off, and yeah.
Okay, so first you walk in. Let's give an example of cultural stuff that you had to learn. You first walked into my cousin's house to take your shoes off, and then you sat down, and what do they bring you?
Coffee?
No. So you walk in, you take your shoes off, you sit down, they either give you water or juice. After that, then they serve you the food. After that, they take that away, then they give you coffee. And then when they bring you the coffee, then they'll have the nuts and the cookies and the desserts. Then you can continue.
It'd be overwhelming. Because they look at you like, if you don't eat
Wait, can I say something? I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Ron, every single time we go to one of my relatives' house, he eats and gets so spoiled that he legit takes a nap on the couch. He's like...
Listen, I'm one of the people, I can't sleep in public. Like, I don't even like sleeping in my car. Like, on the lunch break, you sleep in your car because I got trust issues with humans. But I be at these people's house, it be a room full of people and I be knocked out. And I always feel stupid because I wake
on
up.
the couch like...
I wake up, I'm like, I hope I wasn't snoring around your family. Because I always, you wake up and you feel insecure like you did snore, but nobody said anything to you. They're like, he's so tired, let me just let him enjoy himself. I felt like...
You'd be so full all the time.
And listen, you know how sleepy you got to be to have 6 cups of coffee and still go to sleep?
That's what I was going to say.
But they feed you so much. I'm not even lying. They feed you so much. You have 6 cups of coffee. And I don't know if you ever tried Ethiopian coffee. It's the strongest coffee on the planet. It makes Starbucks like trash, respectfully. But like I would sleep for like, you wake up and your sock be missing. Like that kind of sleep. You don't know what day it is. Oh, it'd be a good time too. But the way y'all do hospitality, I just never seen that before.
And that's why, like, if I hate when, well, thank God, legit, I've known you for how long? I think you've only had like 5 people within the past 7 years I've known you ever come to your house. But I hate when Ron wants to bring somebody over without telling me. Because I'm like, I don't want somebody to come to my house when A, my house isn't clean. B, I don't have anything to feed them. Because when somebody comes to my house, I don't want them to leave hungry at all. I want to make sure that I have appetizers. I want to make sure that I have drinks. I want to make sure that I have dessert. I want to make sure that I have an entree. No, I don't have to deep clean. I just clean. No, I don't. I don't even have time to deep clean nowadays. Unless like the cleaning lady comes, I barely have time to deep clean. But what I do like though is I want to make sure when you come in here, A, you feel at home, B, you're fed, and C, you leave happy. Like I want you to come in, just take the weight off your shoulders, eat with us, laugh with us, play with us, enjoy yourself, and then walk out like, that was a good day. And if you're full like Ron is at my family member's house, take a nap.
You're not wrong. But can I add this too?
What?
Respectfully, we had the guy come look at our furnace, and she was like, "You gonna let him in our house, and our house look like this?" I'm like, "He is fixing the heat. It doesn't matter. He's not gonna be here. He only gonna fix the heat and leave." And you were like, "You let him in our house."
I was mad that you let him in, and the house was a hot mess.
But your hot mess and my hot mess are 2 different things. Your hot mess is there's toys on the carpet.
Yeah, pick it up, put it away.
Man, I got things to do.
But the point is, did you die?
Nah.
You didn't, right? You're still
No.
alive. I'm still alive. We did this cultural thing. What other cultural stuff did you struggle with?
I struggle with all of it. I still
All of it?
I think I do.
Oh my God.
I forget so much stuff. Oh, like also in her culture too, everybody's a cousin. Like literally everybody, all her friends are not friends. They're like legit, this is my cousin. I'm like, how do your cousin, but you ain't related? It's like, that's just what we do. And like,
That's how we grew up.
I don't have a reference point for that. I'm talking about guy friends, female friends, everybody's your cousin. I'm like, how did you, that ain't your cousin? Y'all ain't got the same auntie? And then she's like, no, it's my
That's
cousin.
my cousin. Well, okay, so let me give a reference to that and why we're cousins. So when I came to America, I sound like such a fob right now.
You do. When I came to America.
When I came to America, literally in Orange County, we had a huge community. It was like 200 Eritrean families, and we all grew up together. Like we did monthly park events where all the families came, and we had politics. The whole point is that whole community grew up as if we were.
Do y'all have it on YouTube
cousins.
where I can watch it?
All that. Smart. Good one.
Oh, this is good, man. Jokes are nice and strong. Go ahead, sorry.
You are hired.
You are hired.
But anyway, so we grew up with them like since we were younger, and you have to remember like a lot of us in that community were like first generation, so we didn't know any better. So everybody's like, oh, that's your cousin, that's your cousin, that's your aunt, that's your uncle. So that's how we grew up. So for the longest time, we grew up thinking they were cousins. It wasn't literally until we were adults, and then we realized like, wait a minute, mom, that's not your sister. Dad, that's not your sister. So this person ain't even related to y'all. And then we found out when it's too late that we ain't cousins. But at that point, you grew up with somebody thinking they're your cousin. They're just gonna be your cousin.
So the funny part is everybody's cousins and everybody's born on January 1st.
No, that's the elders. The elders are all 0101.
Everybody is a cousin and everybody's born on January 1st. I talked to her mom and she
My mom was born January 1st, and so was my grandmother.
Yeah, everybody born January. It's the funniest thing ever. And I'm like,
But when were they
how?
really born? I don't know.
They don't know either. It's just January 1st. So they like a New Year baby.
01.
What kind of stupids are you?
But that's just the older
too.
generation, because I think they had a system like when they were coming here, if they didn't know when they were born, it was just easier. You can't forget 0101. Like even the eldest, the older people know 0101.
Yeah.
So it was just easy for them to come over here like that. So that's why all their birthdays January. That's why usually on social media, if you see like on January 1st, it's like happy birthday to all the immigrants.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny.
Oh yeah. But anyways.
That's dope, man.
That's not everybody's birthday, but it's ours.
But I think it's cool too, man. Like, as much as I was like not familiar with it, like I like it. And I think it's dope to have culture. I feel like, especially African Americans, we don't necessarily have culture. Like it's we create culture, but I don't think we have a certain like language, certain things we do besides the electric slide. I can't think of much else that we have, you know what I'm saying? Or the Cupid shuffle. We don't have a lot of culture, but to be able to be a part of your culture and like watch y'all do stuff and watch how y'all do marriage, like our wedding was so dope. The second wedding.
Oh, the cultural wedding. Yeah, you have to have 2 weddings.
Yeah, you got to do 2 weddings. I didn't know that. It was
American
expensive,
Eritrean.
but it was super dope. Like we had an American wedding and then a cultural wedding, which I thought was super dope. But even though I wasn't familiar with it, like I love your culture, man. And there's a certain loyalty you have to your people that I wish we had. I wish we had a certain like we all represent each other, so let's not do this thing because it makes us look bad. But watching the way y'all like move in the world. How y'all always like when I first met her, she was working an extra day a week to send money back to family she never met before. And I'm like, that's such a dope thing to have allegiance to your people, even if you don't know them. Like, it's just a dope thing. And so for me, I thought it was so cool because the one thing I think I wanted or longed for as a single man was community. Like, I really wanted community. I feel like I was just doing this world and this life by myself. LA is a very lonely place. I know a lot of people know me, but they don't know me. And when I met you, I got the community that I wanted.
You got the whole refugee camp.
I got the whole refugee camp. We got a whole house full of house cats. Like, just all of us out here hanging out. But I also know that your family took me in. So now, literally, if I need your dad for something.
Oh, he's a bomb.
Oh, your dad is.
He is a bomb.
He's the thriftiest human you ever want to meet and resourceful. Very. I told him my car engine blew out and he was like, oh man, give me a second. Call me back, got me an engine. I don't know. He got me a whole engine and the price was ridiculous. He's like, oh man, has low miles. It's a strong engine, man. You're good, bro. You're good. And like got me a whole engine. So I'm just grateful, man. And I appreciate you too for allowing me to see past whatever your should is like with your culture and allowing me into your culture, man. Because again, I got family because I married you, and I'm grateful for that.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Thank you.
Mi familia es tu familia.
Is two families what? I don't know what she said, but look, man, that's a great place to end the
That wasn't
episode.
even my language. That was in Espanol.
Espanol? What's the do the what?
Huh?
Darwo?
Darawet.
The Darowit. You gotta try the Darowit. Am I saying it right?
Darho?
Daho. Try the
Not
Daho.
Daho. Darho.
Try the Daho. It's delicious. Anyway, this is a great place to end our episode, man. Thank y'all so much for joining us for another episode of Q&A with Bae. Man, please like, share, and subscribe, man. Tell the folks and share this video. Follow us on Comedian Ron G on everything, and also our page Q&A with Bae, man. We have a lot more coming. We also will start doing live shows too. And we love y'all to be a part of it, man. So when we come to your city, please don't block your blessing. And that being said,
Yeah. Oh.
real.
I thought she was gonna do the other thing. Okay, let's go back.
Okay, cool. And that being said, real love is for grown folks. You're just not gonna say it right.
Okay, real love is for grown everyone.
Thank y'all so much.
Bye bye.